Trying to figure out where I'm going to go.
Watch out.
I'm not so sure, I share the ranking member's problems with a 19-year-old. In Ender's Game, the guy was like 12 years old and he defeated an entire alien race, so, maybe the Ukrainians are onto something, So, that's where I was going. So, my question is, and anybody can answer this, are we as a country spending enough? Because I do believe that at the end, the solution is not going to be, we need a number of people, but with artificial intelligence, I can see the day that you're going to be both on the offensive and the defensive side. You will have literally millions of attacks per minute being launched and counter-launched and defended against, and then the system's learning from each other and probing and defending, probing, and then basically almost at the speed of light, right? No, we can't have. There's no way we can ever fund that many people, right? And so, are we investing enough as a country in artificial intelligence in order to protect us from what we know is going to be the threat, which is really artificial intelligence launched cyber attacks, on our country and our infrastructure and everything? Are we investing enough in artificial intelligence that will counter that?
I think, first of all, from the investment question, my other role is I'm head of global advocacy for cyber advocacy for a privately held company. And from an AI perspective, we've invested over $500 million and $1 billion in lab just to look at all the different technologies that are coming in right now, both from a proactive and a reactive AI perspective. What I would say is I think that we do need to invest more, but I think one of the critical areas is in public-private partnership, is getting closer with the organizations like NVIDIA and others that are on the front lines of creating AI, and also then the companies that are defending AI, which many of them are early-stage organizations. So the more we can strengthen the public-private partnership from government and industry to approach how we look at AI, how we look at, like I said, malicious, malfunction, mistake going in the future, it's going to have benefit across all areas of industry.
Are we unified in an approach, or is everybody just doing their own thing as individual companies? Is CISA doing its own thing? Is DoD doing its own thing? Is Oracle doing its own thing? Or would it be beneficial to maybe have some other different kind of legislation that kind of starts to focus it all? Because it's a mutual defense system that we really have to build here. Not just, okay, DoD's protected, but it's too bad that our critical infrastructure wasn't, right? So are we there? Where are we with that? Is everybody just developing their own, or do we have some kind of strategy to kind of focus in on that to develop, instead of the golden shield, right? This will be the cyber shield, right? Which is, it's going to be artificial intelligence. That's the way it's going to be. Where are we on that?
So I would say that different agencies are focusing on it for their specific needs. There's not one holistic approach to it, but more of a buckshot, if you will. I think there is more of a holistic approach to how we manage AI moving forward, but I think there's a lot of exciting applications. In my day job, I run a telecom trade association, and we're really focusing on 6G and how AI is going to shape sensing communications moving forward. So you're able to detect anomalies in a network, whether it be security, whether it be weather-related. You could tell a certain portion of the network is down, and that's all going to be done by AI. So there are a lot of great aspects of it, and I think it's really important for the different agencies to kind of focus and really hone in on their particular function.
Do you think our adversaries are somewhat scattered like we are, or do you think they're more focused on their goals?
I think China remains an existential threat to us on these issues.
Are they focused, or do they have a scattershot kind of approach to their development of AI?
So what we've seen, and from my work at the House Intel Committee on Huawei, is that China is especially focused on certain individual companies as opposed to we support sectors. And so they will want to see one individual company succeed globally while we push a sector. So in that instance, they are honed in.
Should we match that?
No.
No. Okay, my
True
time's
innovation.
up. I wish I could go further, but I'm done. Thank you.
True innovation happens when you have multiple different companies competing.
Gentleman yields back, and consent of the ranking member now recognizes